Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Women's Wednesday. I am so excited to have my next couple of guests on the show. Uh, they've got an upcoming adventure that makes me want to join them, and I have a lot of questions at the same time. So please welcome the Wild Mavens, Lisa and Katie. Hi, ladies. How are you?
Hi, Ashley. Good.
Good.
How are you?
Doing great.
I survived spelling words, reviewing spelling words with my 10-year-old. So I'm here and I'm in one piece. So we're doing great right now.
Yeah. Good.
How about you guys? How's your day been?
Busy as ever, but good. Got lots of stuff done, and got to chill tonight. So that was nice.
Yeah.
Lisa, how about you?
Just living the life of doing intervention behavior with upper elementary age kids. So yeah, living the dream.
Oh my gosh. Well, already we've got Amy giving a shout out. Hey, Amy.
Hello, Amy.
Hey.
There's Aaron.
And then Lee is asking who's got whiskey. Lee, I don't have whiskey. I have coffee because I had to survive the spelling words.
I got water.
Got water.
I'm lame tonight.
Water.
I have a busy day tomorrow.
We're boring. It's all right. That's fine. And then Tracy joined us. Hey, Tracy.
Hey.
So,
hi, Tracy.
Katie, start off with, how was your 101 class? Because I know you basically left more and went to that.
Yeah, so it was really great. I teach the recovery and gear portion of the 101 class at Kansas Rocks, and then we take them out on the trails after that. So I had a mix of Forerunners, a GX 460, and a Gladiator, and then a JL, I think, Jeep. So it's fun to take them out. And then I was driving my rock crawler. So it was a blast. Everybody was super excited to learn, and they're always interested to learn the right way to do things, which is the best part. So
right. No, I love it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm always about retaking 101 classes because you just never know. You might pick up something else that you just didn't know about. So it's always beneficial to pick them up or join those when you can. And talking about Kansas Rocks, there's Robin. Hi, Robin.
Robin.
Hi,
hey.
There's our triple threat.
We were the triple threat at more, that's for sure.
You guys were amazing.
Yeah.
And then also we've got Kara joining in. Hi, Kara.
Kara. Hi.
Kara.
So one question for you ladies. How was more? How was
wonderful?
More
cold, hot.
Yeah.
As you will know, freezing cold Friday morning, but it was a lot of fun. Met some great people. It was a lot of fun.
Poor Chris. I don't think he can ever get away from the snow.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking that when someone said that there was snow in the forecast, I was just like, of course there's snow in the forecast in the beginning of April, you know?
Right? Yeah, just because he scheduled it then. That's the only reason why we end up getting it. So at Moore, you guys were still raising money for your entry fee for the Rebelle rally. Did you guys earn the funds that you needed?
Pretty close.
Pretty close?
Yeah, pretty close.
Put everything in the final total yet, but we're really close. Really close. Yeah. It was a great turnout. We had a lot of support. That was just so fantastic to see everybody just so excited and supportive, and it was great.
Yeah, and more support has come after the fact. So we're already sponsored by Midland Radio, but Andrew reached out to me afterwards and wants to do a little bit more. So
that's awesome.
I actually need to send him over some more information, and if we can find a spot for him on the vehicle wrap, then they're going to help us with a little bit more financially. So that's going to be super exciting.
That's exciting. Now my husband's saying hi. Hi, honey.
Hey.
So how much more do you guys think you're going to need for your entry fee?
For the entry fee, probably about $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's about 1,500 or so in additional fees that we'll want to raise, but
Okay.
we still need to put together this particular event with Boulevard Brewing this summer sometime. So that is something that could help us raise some additional money as well, because ideally I'd like to be able to pay myself back for some stuff.
Right.
Right.
Because I got us into this mess. So I've tried to
You
cover
did.
a few things here or there.
You did get us into this mess.
I did.
And I'm grateful for it.
Well, I'm grateful that you would do it with me. But we're close, so not too much.
Yeah.
3,000 out of 17,000 is not a bad place to be.
No, not at all.
Right.
So we'll definitely, have to, at the end of the show, just let everybody know, if they wanted to chip in and donate, to help you guys out to get your entry fee done. We'll talk about that towards the end. Anything we can do to help you is awesome.
Yes.
Now, so mentioning that you got you two into this mess. Mm-hmm. You two didn't really know each other before this. Is that correct?
We did.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We've wheeled together for years, just as friends. And we actually met at, was it Sunflower or was it just at Kansas Rocks randomly one time?
I think it might've been Sunflower.
Okay. Yeah. So it's a women's event that one of the local Kansas City clubs hosts. Mm-hmm. And so after that, we just happened to keep running into each other at events and ending up in the same wheeling groups and found a common
same
soul
snacks.
in each other.
It's like, oh, I got this. Me too.
Yep. And we both, we like to wheel hard. So that's always fun. But Rebelle Rally actually came about because of my boyfriend. We'd followed it some, and we were watching a YouTube video one day, and he said that I should do it. He was like, you should do this. You could totally do this. And it just kind of jumped off from there, and put out some feelers to see, what leaders were out there, because you meet all kinds of people, but you can't ever remember everybody. And Lisa had commented on one of my Facebook posts where I was kind of feeling around to see who all was out there. And I was like, I can't believe I didn't think of Lisa right out of the gate. Because, you got to be able to spend 10 days together in the desert with just each other. Right. in a high stress, competitive environment. And I knew that we would be able to do it and also have fun. So
yeah,
here we are.
That's the goal.
Lisa's eyes got really, really big there for a second.
Right? It's crazy that we're doing this. Yeah. I'm so excited.
So Lisa, how do you feel about it?
Scared to death.
Okay.
But I mean, you got to be, because it's just the unknown, so to speak. But I can't wait. I mean, it's going to be the adventure of a lifetime that we're doing, and we're doing it together. I think that's just awesome. I mean, we mesh so well together. Excuse me. I just think it's going to be great. I mean, it's really going to challenge us. We're just going to be like, girlfriend, get out of my face for 5 minutes, and then we're going to be done and over it and moving on.
I love it.
It'll happen. It'll happen. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, because it's just, the high intensity of the competition and the constant. And but we'll be good.
I love it. I love how well you two mesh together. I mean, I just met you guys both at Moore, and you can see that, how well of a team that you two are going to be together, and how well you complement each other and bounce ideas off, which is fantastic. Since talking to you, my husband's been pushing me more towards signing up for the Rebelle Rally next year. You guys have my interest peaked. I've had Rochelle's talked about it when she was on. I've had a couple other people talk about it. The interest is there. but it is definitely that fear of jumping out into the unknown. And I can't read a map. I can't use it. Nothing. My phone is my lifeline for navigation. So that's very intimidating. You're learning.
I'm learning. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. So how can y'all teach me how to do it?
Stop using your phone.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the first key. Or what you can do is, instead of using your phone in the map street view, start using it in the satellite topographic view. So that way you get used to looking at the different landmarks that are around and getting used to knowing different symbols and just all sorts of things. So when I drive around town, I only use my satellite view, and I try to not use directions if at all possible. I just try to look up the address online, obviously, because I don't have a map of all of these different places in town, but at least I'll just try to find my way there, unless I'm late. If I'm late, I'm using GPS because I'm already habitually late to things. So I can't be more than 10 minutes late, because then that's unforgivable. So, but yeah, that's what I would say. That's helped me. And, but I have a little bit of a leg up. I've always been okay with, like, if I drive somewhere one time, I can usually get back there. If I go within a couple of years. So that'll be nice, because Lisa can tell me something and I'll be able to interpret it some. She'll be like, look for this big thing on the right. And we can do it.
Yeah.
Yep. When you see the big bush is 4 foot tall, turn in 5, 4, 3, 2, now.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, Charlene, we are talking about the Rebelle Rally. I have so many questions when it comes to this. I apparently just need to follow your guys' journey some more to talk me into doing it next year. So Tracy's wanting, what are the navigation instructions like? I know how to read a map, but what info do they give you?
They give you a topographical map, and then they give you your coordinates, and you have to plot them and then take off. I'll use my compass. I brought my tools. I was prepared, not a Boy Scout, but I'm still prepared. My plotter, my rulers that you not obviously, I didn't know until I started this process that there is scales that you have to coordinate your ruler to the map, the right ruler to the right map size. Just go on it can't go on the fly, but it's all, sorry, dog's here. I got 3 in the house right now. But yeah, I'm trying to, I called REI the other day to get into their navigation class, and they're not scheduling anything yet. So I'm trying to get a hold of an orientarian through the conservation department to work with him. And I've just been watching my YouTube videos and my Rebelle Rally U videos, and just practicing and reading information over and over and over, learning my longitude, latitude, degrees, decimal minutes, all of that. It's a lot.
Yeah.
And you got to convert it to kilometers, not miles.
Oh no, forget it. I'm out. Done.
Yeah.
I don't even understand kilometers to try and do it.
So for those of us that are mathematically challenging, it's difficult.
Yeah,
right.
We'll do it.
We will have some extra tools. So we'll have a rally computer that will give us our distance in kilometers. So that way we can save a little bit of time there. Rally computers are not necessary, but from the different support groups that are prep groups, I guess, not support groups, they recommend having them your first couple of times just to help you out. but they do give you latitude and longitude coordinates. But there's 3 different sets of routes based off of the group that you're in, whether that's 4x4 or crossover. And there's the coordinates are 4 checkpoints that you have to find, but sometimes they may not give you coordinates. It may be waypoints from the last coordinates you were at to find the next checkpoint. Some of the checkpoints have something there. Some of the checkpoints have nothing there. So that's where the difficulty gets into the navigation piece. But then also it has the off-road aspect of it, where a easier to find point might be more challenging off-road wise. This isn't a rock crawling competition, so it's nothing crazy extreme, but it's still an additional piece that you have to navigate to get to those different coordinates. So you gather points by capturing these checkpoints, and whoever gets the most points wins. There's also an enduro section of the rally. So you get a road book using tulips and all of that, similar to the road book that they used for the more More to S'more rally. Chris actually based that off of the Rebelle rally rule book. So he hooked up with us to ask questions about that, and then came up with the route for this year. So it's got a lot of different parts, but the hardest aspect of it is definitely the navigation, wayfinding, not getting locked on someone else that might be in the distance because they might not have the same route as you. So you don't want to rely on other people's direction, but you can help each other. So
no, that's awesome. Talking about the S'more, Chris was nice enough to get me a copy of the directions, the little booklet that was passed out, which I greatly appreciated, because my plan is at some point to go back and do it, since I didn't get to run it with the Forerunner being in the expo. She was grounded and locked down. So I appreciated, getting a copy of the book to be able to go back. That's going to be a weekend trip coming up to practice those different ways.
We're doing the same thing. We got
well,
two
let me
copies
know.
as well. So we can do it practice too.
No, that's
obviously
awesome.
we couldn't go. Yeah.
Let me know when you guys go. Maybe we can meet up and just go run it together.
that would be awesome.
Absolutely.
That'd be fun.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So Mike is saying hi. Hi, Mike.
Hello, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Kayla's saying a good evening, ladies. She's number
Kayla.
1.
She
Our
is
girl.
our OG number 1 fan.
Love, love, love her.
Okay,
Yeah.
so how is she the OG or number 1 fan?
She has always joked about being our number 1 fan since before we started doing this, because Lisa actually, I think, took Kayla off-roading for her first time, where she was the driver. She'd been, but where she was actually driving. So Lisa is the trail mom, and then we're just friends, and she always cheers me on for all of the stupid things that I like to get myself into. So
we're going to talk about one of those stupid things here in a little bit. But yes, Kayla's super sweet. I got to meet her for the first time at Moore. So I've met so many people that I've known only through Facebook and through the community, virtually at Moore. So it was super exciting to be able to put actual faces instead of just photos and talking to people. So she's a sweetheart. Love her. Love Jared too. Jared is amazing. Yeah. He might have wanted to murder me for him having to put my decals back on my Forerunner for the show, but I still love him for it. Charlene saying REI is a great starting spot to learn the compass.
Yes.
Good to know.
Yep.
I need compass training. And then
Me too. Me too. I'll admit it.
Learning together. We don't have an REI here, so
we're lucky.
I'll just come up and do the class with you.
Okay, you can stay with me.
Deal. All right. I got a tent. We have to sleep out in the yard. It's fine.
I got a spare bedroom.
Oh, even better. Okay. Then we'll go from there to Kansas Rocks and hang out with Robin and go hit some trails.
And go wheeling.
Yeah. It's going to be like a whole event now to do this.
Oh, yeah. Robin just got a new axle put in her Jeep with some new lockers and gears. So she is ready to go tear some stuff up.
Lucky girl.
I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to take the 4Runner down to Kansas Rocks just because it's got the fresh wrap on it. And I don't want to get any scratches in it from trees yet. I'm going to wait.
The trees are tied at Kansas Rocks.
Yeah. Good to know. Okay.
Yep.
I had a year ago, we did a group camp out at a place called Robbers Cave down south Oklahoma. And there was one corner that our lead person goes, he nicknamed it Pinstripe Corner. I was like, okay, it can't be that bad. Oh no, it was bad. Came out.
Really?
It was horrible. So having a black 4Runner, when we got to our stopping point, I looked over at a girlfriend and I was like, how bad is it? She goes, don't get out of the car. She was like, just don't get out. Got out. I mean, just horrible. Just, it looked like someone had taken like a Brillo pad or something, just raked the whole car. So thankfully I've got some amazing friends who helped me clay bar it and buff them all, most of them back out. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty sad.
As long as you're not down to the metal, you're okay.
I got a couple of those that are in the clear coat. They're pretty deep. Philip's telling me that there's an REI in Oklahoma City. But see, Philip, what you're missing, the point is then I can't go there to go to a class with them and then go see Robin. Us. Right. And Robin's over here yelling, let's go. She's all right. So we're gonna see it. Crazy. I have pinstripes. Girl, once you get them, they're badges of honor. That first one hurts, but the first one, literally I cringed listening to the branch scrape down the side of the car.
But you get over it really quick.
You do. Yeah, you really do. Yeah. But that first one, you're just like, I just did that. That's right. She's a badass 4Runner, so she'll take the pinstripes.
Yep.
Okay. So,
well earned.
That's right. Katie, talking about your shenanigans that you get into on the trail. You sent me a photo of you with your rock crawler flipped on its side.
Yeah.
How often does this happen with you?
Well, that was the first time that I had flipped. So that was the first. I'm sure there will be more, but there's some more modifications I need to make to the truggy. Well, really, there's one modification that I need to make to the truggy to help because it is a manual. And I didn't stop it in time when it started bouncing. So those that haven't been rock crawling, it doesn't happen as often on lighter trails, but when you're aired down super low, so I usually run about 4 pounds of air in my rock crawler tires. And when you start getting all that torque going, the tires start to grab and then they'll start to hop. And so I started hopping and I didn't stop it in time. And I slipped into a hole and just flopped on the side of a hill. So I kind of flopped and then slid a little bit. We thought we were going to go all the way over onto the top, but we didn't. So I just climbed out of the top and got her flipped back over, let it sit for 20 or so minutes, and it fired right back up. So it was good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's a good old 1985 Toyota truck that has an old 22 RE in it, and it's great. It's a super fun little truck.
She calls it the truggy, and I keep teasing that I'm going to get a shirt that says, teach me how to truggy.
Yep.
Hey, well, Jared's commenting right now that each stripe and each pinstripe and dent is the story of a good time, which is definitely true. Maybe Jared can help you come up with the design for that teach me how to truggy shirt, because that would be hilarious. I would definitely wear one and then have to have Katie teach me how to do it, because my in-laws in Arizona, my father-in-law builds rock crawlers to go climb the mountains and stuff out there. And it's a blast, but I've never driven one. So
Well, you can drive this one, and I'm getting ready to install a hand throttle. So that way, the hand throttle helps when you're on a steep incline, and say you don't make it on the first try. You know, how often do you actually make it on the first try up an obstacle? Right now, what I have to do is I have to stop 1 foot on the brake, 1 foot on the clutch, and then I have to take my heel and slip it onto the gas while I have my toe on the brake, and try to push the gas in just enough so that I can start moving and so I don't kill it. And then but at the same time, get enough momentum that I'm able to get up the obstacle without going crazy overboard. So it's very difficult. I'm not very good at it because before I had this truck, I hadn't driven a manual since I was 14. Mm-hmm. So I knew the concept, but first time I got in, oh my God, I killed it probably 50 times. So the hand throttle will help because you can just use this little lever and it basically pulls a cable that pulls the gas pedal. So that way it starts that for you. Mm-hmm. So you have a little bit more leeway. I won't have to do the dance with my feet. I can just start nice and slow and crawl the way I should, because right now sometimes I get a little more momentum than I'd like. And I don't want to break anything doing something like that. I'd rather break it trying to do something really cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Instead of just trying to go.
Lisa's like, wait a minute. So no, I mean, I haven't driven a standard. God, it's been a few years. My husband had a Mustang that was a manual, but I didn't drive it very often. So yeah, be prepared if you let me drive that truck. I'm gonna kill it for a little while until I get used to it again.
That's okay. And it does have a dual gear reduction. So, you know, when you have the crawl box engaged, you can get out of the vehicle completely and walk next to it and it'll crawl. But that's so slow and it limits the amount of torque or not the amount of torque, but the acceleration because it's driving so much torque to the tires. So you can't get momentum. So that's for super dry, rocky conditions, Utah, Moab, that kind of stuff. So here in Kansas, I can't really use that one a lot because it's too soft. There's too much loose rock and dirt. So I have to just use one. And that's where I kind of get myself into trouble because you can still kill it. When it's in crawl mode, it's really hard to kill it.
Okay. Misty's joined us. Hi, Misty.
Misty.
Hey, girl. Still in Arkansas, it looks like, from your Facebook posts.
She's having a blast, though, it looks like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'd say she looks like she's having a lot of fun. I cannot imagine what she and Arla are getting into.
Those two.
That's so, Lisa, hey, girl, hey.
Right?
Yeah.
So, Lisa, tell us about your rig. You've got an amazing photo on your profile of you crawling over 2 cars.
That was fun.
So tell us some more about you.
I have an 18 JL Sport Unlimited S. I have no lockers. Everybody is like, you need lockers. I'm like, no, I don't. I can do it.
She doesn't need them yet.
Yeah. Huh?
I said, you don't need them yet.
Nope.
Kick ass without them.
I try. I have 35s on it. I've got a 2.5-inch lift. Got my winch, my skid plates. I'm waiting on some Hawk rock sliders to come in. It's supposed to be here next week because I've used and abused the ones I've got on it. And they look kind of like this across the bottom and concave. And so they're toast. So I need new ones. But yeah, that's my daily driver. But I go play hard in it. That's what it's for. So I love it. It's just,
okay.
When I get in, it's like getting in your second skin.
Yep.
It's kind of the way to describe it. So
I love it. And sitting in my 4Runner is probably one of my happy places. Just let me get behind the wheel and just drive and I'm happy.
Yep.
So I understand exactly what you're talking about. So Chris is saying his wife likes to drive his Scout. She can manage a 3-speed pretty well. Chris has got a pretty badass Scout. I've seen a few photos of it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll drive it, Chris, if your wife gets bored. I'll take it for a spin. Misty's sticking around in Arkansas until Bonfire. Are you guys going to be at Bonfire next weekend? Not this one, but the following?
No, not gonna
No,
make it.
we were talking about going to Badlands, but I think she's going to go to Wisconsin, and I'm staying home.
Well, see, you can just come
So.
to Bonfire with us and meet us there.
We're doing
yeah,
Chicks in the
no.
Sticks the following weekend.
Okay.
The
Yeah,
second weekend in May, down at S'more.
The 30th is Bonfire.
Yes. I thought it
Yeah.
was the 27th. Maybe. I don't know. No, it's the 30th. I don't know my days.
Okay. That's okay. No, that's my only weekend off for a while from Wheeling. So, yeah, I'll be going up to Wisconsin to see some of the ladies up there instead for a women's off-road weekend.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Are you going up there and seeing Cindy?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. Misty's throwing out that yes, it's 30th. I had a dumb moment there and forgot. See, and I was invited to Chicks and Sticks, but I can't make it. My son's having his band concert for the end of the year at Silver Dollar City. So I'm like, well, we're just gonna make a weekend of it, and we'll probably camp out there and then hit some trails after the next day.
That'll be so fun.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Spend the day at the park and then go play at my kind of park.
Right. It's, well, how dedicated I am. I'm missing our 33rd wedding anniversary. I'm going to be down there and he's going to be here. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. 33 years and it's like, hello, love you. I'm in the park. You're not.
And he loves s'more.
Yes,
That's
he does.
Awesome.
He does. We both wheel. So he has his and I have mine. We get to the park and he takes off and I take off. And it's like, see you tonight.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. We'll probably hit some more, we might hit like the end of the Chicks and Sticks event or just somewhere in that vicinity. We'll probably come play. But yeah, I'm gonna say he's got his band concert. So I got to play Mom. I got to go do that first.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alex is saying the Mark Twain trails. That could be a good option on my way back.
They're really pretty.
Yeah.
They are pretty.
Yeah.
I've seen some gorgeous photos. I've hit just a little bit of them, but nothing. I haven't gotten to dive into them yet. So,
yeah.
Misty, so go to Chicks and Sticks.
Yes.
Yeah. We're not giving you any. There's no excuses. I have an excuse.
It's going to be super fun. It's always super fun. And
we had a great time last year.
Yeah, it was great.
I'm sad
I'm the singular Toyota. Well, I was the singular non-Jeep vehicle, so it was fun.
Correct.
It was actually hilarious. I loved it. Everyone was like, "Oh, you're the Forerunner chick." I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
I mean, that would be me. And then, of course, mine's all blacked out. So she really stands out because she's so dark. After seeing her at Moore, I was like, maybe I went a little too dark on her.
No, I love it.
But yes,
it's gorgeous.
Thank you. I appreciate it. She's just sitting there next to both CBI vehicles and they're brightly colored, just made her look even darker. So it was quite entertaining that weekend. But yeah, no, that'll be me. If I show up at Chicks and Sticks, I'll be the one that stands out. I'm okay with it.
Yep. We're okay with it too.
See, there you go.
Yeah. The more the merrier.
Misty, I'm not sure why you're saying, oh, Lord, other than we threw you under the bus and said you had no excuse to not go to Chicks and Sticks.
Yep.
Alex, thank you. I appreciate you thinking that the Forerunner looks great. Yes, Jared, I still love you for putting those matte decals on there. He's probably not going to let me live that down.
No.
Nope.
So how did you ladies get started into this community?
You go, Lisa. Yours is good.
Okay, Harry. Yeah. Long story short.
Okay.
Harry retired after 32 years in the fire service and decided he wanted to get a Jeep again as his own retirement gift because he had a CJ7 a long time ago before I met him. And I'm like, go for it. I don't care if I got to eat bologna. You're getting the Jeep, go for it. So he had it. We took it down to Kansas Rocks, wheeled it for, about a year. And I'm like, hey, sunflowers coming up. can I drive your Jeep? Sure. So I went down and I drove, and the first incline I went down, I'm like, oh my God, I just grew a pair. Was the first thought that came to my head. I'm like, because it was so empowering. So then I bought mine, and then I was like, oh, I'm not going to take it off road. I don't want to do that. And now I'm in so deep, it's not even funny.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
How long did you have it before you took it off road?
Maybe 4 or 5 months.
Okay.
Maybe.
You did better than I did. I think I had my 4Runner 2 weeks before I took her out into little pasture with some ravines and stuff like that to just play. So.
Oh no, I went from the street to Kansas Rocks. Yeah.
I did that after about a month. I went to Disney. That's where I got my first scratch was, yes.
I love Disney. I can't wait to go down and tackle Little Blue.
I want to go back. But when I went solo, not having a clue what in the hell I was doing, and could not figure out the map. Like the poor guy at Hogan's like gave me this little bandana map, and I'm going, I don't even know what any of this means. This is how bad my navigation skills were. And I think I ended up mainly on ATV trails instead of 4x4 trails. And yeah.
Way narrow.
Yeah. There's a few spots up there on the hill by the power lines that they get pretty tight.
Yes. That's where I got my first scratch. And literally I'd posted in a group that is local to here. The group didn't survive, but the Facebook group, and I got bashed a lot because I said I'd taken the 4Runner out and I'd got my first scratch, and how like devastating it was to me to get that first one. I had a lot of people, talk down to me about how stupid I was for taking, that gorgeous vehicle out.
That's horrible.
But you know what? I still went back out there and I did it again, and I stood up for myself, and I'm having a blast. So, sometimes you got to ignore those people. Mike's giving me crap that my 4Runner's too clean. Last year at Moore, he refused to take a photo of it because he said it was too shiny, and I never took her off road. This year, she was only that clean because I spent so many days scrubbing it. And already she's covered in dirt. Again, I've driven through this one mud puddle, I think every day this week, right by my daughter's school. So it's there.
Yeah. When you go to S'more, you have to do the car wash. So I still have dried mud in my air filters in the engine.
Yep.
Yeah. And you got to do it just right or you'll kill yourself in it.
Yes. My air vents will forever be stained. I tried using detailing brushes. I got some out of the speakers, the little speaker, teeny tiny little holes. But I cleaned it up for more because at the time we had planned on having the entire vehicle open, but we weren't able to get quite a few things for the interior installed before more. So that didn't end up happening, which is good because I picked up a transfer case, a spare transfer case to have on hand. And when I picked it up, I tilted it the wrong way and spilled gear oil all over the carpet in the back of the 4Runner. So the inside smells like gear oil.
Lovely.
And until we get our goose gear set up and tear the carpet out, it's going to smell that way. So, you get used to it. It just makes you a little lightheaded sometimes.
Just roll the windows down. It's fine. Just roll the windows down. Hi, Cindy. She said dirty truck checking in.
Hey.
And she's making fun of you for the gear oil. That's got to be that's got to be pretty bad.
Well, and it was gross. It was old gear oil from the people that I bought it from, because really I wanted the actuator off of the transfer case, not the transfer case, because it's a thing with 4Runners. Those actuators are extremely expensive. So anyways, it was gross. And that was a year and a half ago.
Oh, no.
Goody. Something
It's
to look
fine.
forward to.
There you
Yeah.
go. Just wear your mask. It's okay. I mean, just tell
Yeah.
everybody it's for COVID, but really it's for the smell in your car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll wear our neck gaiters and stuff for Rebelle to keep the sand out. So
Right.
it'll be fine.
Yep.
There you go.
No.
Yeah, y'all are completely fine.
It should
Yeah.
smell better once I rip that carpet out, which should be in the next couple of weeks. Goose Gear hooked us up. They're one of our sponsors too, and we'll be getting set up the whole camp kitchen in the rear, so we can throw the Dometic fridge in and all that fun stuff. So we're gonna be so obscenely prepared for this Rebelle rally for our first one. But I'd like to, the next time, Lisa and I have talked about this, we'll do it in her Jeep next.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be a very different build because hers is more built for rock crawling, whereas my 4Runner now is super overlandy. It has all the things. And then the next time after that, I want to try and get a vehicle sponsorship. So whoever's coming out with the next new vehicle, or if they just want to enter somebody, and take one that's completely stock except for all-terrain tires.
Nice. Okay.
So
That's our goal.
Continue to challenge. First time we'll have all the bells and whistles. Second time we'll have some of the bells and whistles in terms of like, we'll probably still throw a fridge in because I don't want to have to deal with ice and coolers and stuff.
Right.
Hashtag show wheels.
Show wheels.
So
yeah, there's a story to that too.
Go for it.
My boyfriend James wasn't able to make it down because he had to work for the setup of more. So I stuffed my 4 tires in the back of the 4Runner along with all the other stuff, banners, extra gear, just to have all my clothes, everything. It was jam-packed. 4 tires takes up a lot of space. And then it started getting cold and started raining. So I was like, well, crap, I need to get these wheels and tires put on because General Tire hooked us up with 6 General Grabbers. And then Method came in huge and hooked us up with the new 706 wheels that they just launched 2 weeks ago. So I didn't want to drive down, potentially pop one, mess anything up before I'd even had a chance to take them off road.
Right.
So anyways, took those bad boys off and switched them out in the parking lot at Moore. And by the end of it, I was done. Oh, and I have someone's tire key, lug key, because I didn't have the right one with me. And I still owe them. It was the All-Pro.
I don't remember who that was. But I tell you what, the General Grabbers are phenomenal. I have them on my Jeep and I love them.
I looked at getting those. So when I had Rochelle on the show, I was still trying to decide what tires I wanted because I had the Cooper STT Pros on my 4Runner and they cupped horribly. Like my guy who does my alignment told me I was driving like a tractor down the road when it came to a stop. So it was really bad. The whole car would vibrate. So Rochelle had mentioned, the General Grabbers, since that's what they run. She recommended the all-terrain since that's what she runs on her daily. And of course, Clay runs the X3s on the show. But I was like, I ended up going with the Geolanders. I'm really impressed with them.
Yeah, those are good ones.
I'm really, really liking these. They don't even have 2,000 miles on them yet, which sucks. I can't wait to really break them in. But they've been fantastic. But you talking about your show tires, that was the first time I saw you at Moore. I had walked out literally as you were telling Jared what you were doing, and you were changing out your tires. And I was like, oh, good Lord, she's got show tires. And that was before Jared started calling it. But it was hilarious. It was fantastic. Jared said they just upgraded Kayla to the 35 General Grabbers.
Yes.
Yep, you'll love them.
That's exciting.
Mine are just tore the crap out of. I've got 40,000 miles on them, and you can they got chunks out. I've got slits. They're great. I'll replace them with what I have. I'll do them again. Yeah. But the
Good
road
to
noise
know.
is not bad with them either. So,
Okay.
because I drive a lot of highway, so yeah, the road noise is not bad.
Yeah. They are great.
That's awesome. All right. So, Katie, we didn't get into how you got started into this community.
Yeah. Well, I grew up doing, light fire access style roads with my dad. He loved Land Rovers. And so we were a Land Rover family 100% back when they were a little more affordable too. And but I really got back into it because of my boyfriend James. He learned to off-road in the hills of Afghanistan when he served, and loves to go wheeling. And I needed to get a new vehicle because the one I had back in 2016, I think, was dying. And so went and looked at this 2005 4Runner, and I didn't want to look at it because I really wanted the new 4Runner body style, the 5th gen. But as soon as he convinced me to get into it, I loved it. And now I am more obsessed with the older model bodies because they're smaller. The new ones are just so big. And for a lot of the stuff I was doing, I needed that extra skinniness to get through some things. But so that's where I started, put a lift and tires on the 4Runner with Adventure Motors, and started going off-roading here locally, and got hooked up with different clubs, and then helped with the second Sunflower event that they had. And that's when Robin and David asked me if I wanted to be on the board at Kansas Rocks. I worked with the Overland Essentials for almost 2 years because we met wheeling, and they needed some help with their marketing. And then I started my own business, specifically marketing for off-road companies. It also helps pay for my obsession. And it's just kind of turned into my entire life now, which is really interesting. And it was all just because of meeting people like Lisa and you out on the trails and finding mutual connections. And that's how we got all of our sponsors too. We've been so lucky to get these big sponsorships, and it's all because of just friends and mutual connections. We got Boulevard Brewing as a sponsor because I went to a special benefit dinner, and the guy sitting across the table with me was the head engineer for Boulevard Brewing. So, it's just happenstance, and people being excited to help you. And I just love off-roading. I would love to be able to be full-time, but not yet.
Nope. I understand.
It's my goal. I'm much closer to being able to do that than her because I retire next year. That's my goal, is to just go play all the time and enjoy and travel and wheel and teach and keep going.
Yeah.
I love it. So, Lisa, when you retire next year, is that your plan? You're going to sell everything and just hit the road?
We are so ready. We are so ready. Yeah. Harry's been looking at trailers like crazy since more. He was in there last night going through his brochures that he brought home from the different dealers and stuff from down there. He's been researching, and he can't wait.
I love that awesome. So much, because he was so anti-overlanding. And now he is just all about it. Like, he was walking around like a kid in a candy store at Moore, and it was so funny because if you've met Harry, he is a hoot. He's quiet, but once you get him talking, he is hilarious.
I love it. That's fantastic. Cindy's saying it's about the connections. It definitely is. That's how I ended up getting synced up with CBI. Was last year at Moore. They had a really small booth, and they were showing off the Princeton roof rack, but they didn't have a full display. So they kept sending people over to my 4Runner that was just a random vehicle sitting there for showcase. And I kept having all these crazy people coming up and yanking on the roof rack. I was like, what is happening? Why are people pulling on it?
And it ended up, my stuff.
Like, I mean, they're all going to touch it, which is fine, but like literally just pulling on the roof rack, it was so random instead of just looking at it. So one of my friends came by and he goes, CBI is sending people over to your Forerunner to look at your roof rack. So I went over there joking to Mike and Keegan and was just like, all right, y'all owe me because y'all have had people pulling on the roof rack all weekend. And they thought I was crazy, I'm sure. I can only imagine what they really thought of me, but it's been a lot of fun. They're a great group of guys.
Yeah, they're super nice.
Jared's saying uh-oh about Harry wanting to being a kid in the candy store.
He was just like a kid in the candy store. It was great. He came over, was like, okay, I bought something. Go look at this. I think we need this. I'm all weekend. It's like, stop.
I love it. But that's what Moore's for. Moore is just one of those places where you can just go and see and explore and talk to people about everything. Now, if it comes to trailers, I know the guy who makes the Bad Act trailers, Jeff. He's great. Okay. So if you have questions about those, I can help you out.
Yeah, their trailers are really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's super custom.
Right? Yeah. Jeff does a really good job with his Bad Act trailers. I'm pushing buttons here and don't know what I'm doing. Apparently I need stronger coffee. So what is some advice that you guys would give to anyone starting out?
Take your time.
Yep. I would say wheel first and build second. Learn to wheel the vehicle that you have at the capabilities that it has. Something people always like to say, and I'll say it again because, whatever, you say it.
It's true.
Your vehicle's here. When the vehicles that we choose, the reason we choose them is because they come capable stock. You throw a set of tires on them and you'll be amazed what you can do. So you start here with your vehicle and your skills are here. So you build up your skills and then you build up your vehicle. You build up your skills and then you build up your vehicle to the point where maybe you outgrow it like I did in terms of the things I wanted to do. Got the rock crawler, but now I've taken the Forerunner in a different direction so I can hit every aspect of off-roading that I want to with the proper vehicle. So, don't be afraid to switch vehicles. But yeah, when I see people start out with lockers, it makes it too easy right away. And it's good to have a challenge and learn to pick the right lines and how to use your throttle and how to use your gears and shifting down at the right times and not relying on all this new technology as much. Because it's good to know how to feel the terrain and understand your vehicle. It makes you better in the long run.
What about you?
That was really
well, and so know your limits too, because I was like, I would love to go 37s on my Jeep, but I'm not. I'm going to stay with my 35s because it's more about I got to pick the damn thing up and be able to change a tire. And 37s are way heavier than a 35. And so knowing your limits is important, but getting a feel for your vehicle, because we're in Colorado a couple of years ago and I'm doing Black Bear and my husband looks over and he's like, open your damn eyes. I'm like, what? He's like, open your eyes. I'm like, I'm feeling it. He's like, you're on Black Bear. You're not feeling it. Open your eyes. Because I was on this, on the steps. And it's just like, you just go, you just feel it. You just got to figure out where you're connected and how you're connected. And just like when you were talking about earlier, when Kayla and I took her out, she was just getting so overwhelmed. I'm like, stop, put it in park, get out, walk, see it, feel it, touch it, understand it. Then she got back in and did it. And she was like, yes, I did this,
Yeah.
But it's just, you just got to understand it and go with it. I don't know how else to say it.
No, I think it's great. And like Philip says, it's great advice. Stock vehicles will surprise most people. I don't know if you guys have heard my story about how I got started. I went out with Express Rally my first time.
Oh, yeah.
So I went on their adventure series for beginners, beginners, intermediates, all levels. And it's a great, opportunity. But their back roads, hitting the trails in and out of town, that was super easy. Got a little confident because you're keeping up with the group. And the next day we hit an ORV park outside of Branson, and I was stock. I was so stock I still had street tires. But I took it out to see what the 4Runner could do. I hadn't pushed it to that kind of limit, and I got stuck. I got anxious. I got overwhelmed. My kids were with me in the back seat, freaking out. My husband spotted me up front, and he's telling me, you're going to hit the rock again, but when you do, it's going to jerk this way, and you have to keep the steering wheel straight, and, just trust me. I'm like, I don't understand anything that you're freaking telling me. This makes no sense. I had other guys out there trying to coach me, and the more people that talked to me, the more overwhelmed I got. And so finally I just said, fuck it. I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. I had somebody else get in the 4Runner for me, get me over that hump. I was like, just don't scare my kids. That's all I'm asking you to do is don't scare my kids, because I will with them constantly. I want them to get out and see that there's more to the world than electronics. But I was amazed at what the 4Runner could do. It was an absolutely astounding vehicle, a great learning experience. But just like you said, Elisa, you felt like you grew a pair. You look back and you're like, I did that. I got over this fear and I did it. Granted, that event did knock me down a couple of pegs where I was like, maybe this isn't what I want to do. But it just kept nagging at me, and I went back out and I did it again and haven't looked back since. So amazing opportunities, amazing advice to give to anybody who's starting out. Go out stock, learn what your vehicle can do. Just trust yourself and trust your car. It's got you.
Yeah. And something that we like to tell people in the 101 class at K-Rocks is, don't feel pressured by all of these more advanced people to go out and feel like you have to hit these crazy hard trails. You can go do the same trail 10 different times, 10 different ways. There's easier trails out there that have more technical pieces. If you try harder lines and learn how to hit them, learn what to do, then when you go out to those harder trails, you're more prepared, and you don't have that situation like you guys have been put in where you get overwhelmed, you get anxious, and it potentially deters you. We've had people show up to the 101 class that as soon as we get out on the trails, they get out into the trees and they're like, this isn't for me. And that's totally fine. It's a very expensive vehicle that you're taking into the woods to potentially total.
Right. Exactly.
So,
I mean, I've cut both my bumpers off. So it's very stressful when you start modifying it. But when you're taking it out, it is a stressful situation. I'm one of those, every time I hit a new ORV park, I always start out with the easy trails first, because I want to get a feel for the park, see what the obstacles are, and progress from there. We did the one outside of Hot Springs, I think.
Yes, I love that park.
Hot Springs.
That one's gorgeous.
Hot Springs is
and
fun.
Snake Trail is part of it. Well, we ended up on Snake Trail, and it was after storms, so the landscape had changed. That was a moderate trail. Due to the rain, the storms that happened, it became not such a moderate trail, where we had a situation where we had a Jeep Cherokee with us that ended up totaled afterwards because he scratched up his whole body. But he got
a few places on that one that's off camber, and especially if it's wet. Yeah.
Right. We had a rock that you basically had to jump yourself over on this trail. It became, you have to look at all the things. But I always recommend, if you're going to an ORV park, if you haven't been to, start at the beginning. It's okay. It's not embarrassing. you're not going to know it's there unless you do.
Yeah,
That's right.
So when I go to
love hot
Kansas
springs.
Rocks, when I go to Kansas Rocks, I will be on the beginner trails and then work my way up.
Yeah, we'll start on the main loop, go take a look at the whole park, and then we can go on to some of the stuff that, go to the barn, go to the South 40. There's a ton of super fun stuff. And I love K-Rocks. It's my home.
Yeah. Well, I plan on
having our home park.
I want to have Robin on at some point, talk about this some more. And I definitely want to go out there and go play. I didn't even know that Kansas had this park. So I'm beyond excited.
Yeah, it's going to be great. She said that she was going to reach out to you so that she could come on and talk to you because a lot of people don't know about it either. And that's why we just rebuilt the website so that we can hopefully get more people to come out and check it out because it was the first private ORV park ever, I think.
That's awesome. Yeah,
I'm sure it was the first one.
I talked to her at more, and I want to have her on. So, Robin, get ready for some text messages here soon. Jared, Rust Bucket is on Kayla's list to conquer.
Yes.
Okay, what is Rust Bucket? I don't know that one.
Katie can take this one.
Rust Bucket is the reason that my my air vents in the 4Runner will forever be brown colored. But Rust Bucket it's this large natural shelf. It's almost like this whole side of a rock, probably 5 feet tall from the lowest point. But in front of it is this natural water pool that comes and goes, but it's always there. It just gets worse. And the way that you normally want to go up it is going up instead of coming down. And so, last time I took the 4Runner up it, I got up onto 3 wheels and had my window down and forgot that I had brand new Mickey Thompson Baja Bosses on. And I didn't have my lockers on either. So my left rear wheel started spinning. And it was like a freaking tidal wave of muddy, nasty water that just hit me. And it was the first trail we hit of the day. But anyways, Rust Bucket is difficult. You have to hit it with a little momentum and it's slick. The rock gets slick. And if you don't have fresh tires or good tires, you're going to have to hit it pretty hard to make it over it. So we'll get you up it, Kayla. We will get you up it with your new 35s.
I will be out there videoing for a while until I watch other people do it. And then I'll try.
Oh, yeah. And we can take you up an easier line for your first time, but then we'll make you come back and do the harder line.
I don't expect anything different from you two at all. Robin's saying it got the name because they found a rusty bucket on the trail when they built it. That's awesome.
Oh, I didn't know that.
See, we're all learning new stuff.
I figured every trail out at Kansas Rocks is named for specific reasons. So there's U-Nuts and, there's other ones named after people. Yeah, Bad Axe. And there's ones named after people who helped found the park. So it's super fun. I can't wait to name my first trail. Hopefully soon we might get some more land. So
nice.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I love it. Well, ladies, okay, so tell everybody where they can help you guys get to your goal for the Rebelle Rally.
Yeah. If they go to the website, wildmavens.com, we have it linked to a place where you can buy t-shirts from Long Creek Overland, and all of the profits from that go towards helping us get there. And then there's also a GoFundMe link that people can donate through the website. Or if you'd rather not do that, you can reach out to either one of us on Facebook or Instagram at Team Wild Mavens, or find us individually, and we will be more than happy to take your dollar bills or $5 bills, whatever you'd like to give.
Rain on us.
That's right. Rain on us. That's awesome. So what's so funny is you're like, well, I'll be so happy to take your dollar bills. I work for a bank, so my day job is working at a bank. And I love it when guys come in and they're like, well, I'm giving you my money. I was like, do you know a woman who's not going to turn down your money?
Right.
So that's like perfect right there. That was fantastic.
Right.
Yep. Every dollar counts.
That's right. Lisa, you might want to do the rain thing again one more time because I think we need it.
Just do it right
There
now.
She's so funny. This is why we get along, because Lisa just cracks me up. Especially when she get a drink in her. Oh my gosh, she gets sassy, and it's so fantastic because I'm a weenie.
Okay. So I'm going to have you guys on the show again at some point, but Lisa, you're going to have to start drinking on the show. Okay. Deal. We'll do the whiskey shots like the boys do on Tuesdays.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I'm down with that. We'll get some brown sugar bourbon.
Pomegranate tequila.
They didn't talk you guys into trying oil fire at Moore?
I don't think I tried it.
Okay. Mike and Lee, y'all dropped the ball.
Yeah.
There are two people right there
Big
that
time.
tried
Big
it.
time.
We hit up the pina colada stand.
Oh, those were good.
That
were
okay.
So good.
I don't remember which one I got, but it was really good too.
Double shot of rum.
I became friends with her to the point where she let me start filling up my water bottle and almost use their microwave if they would have had one to heat up my leftover food. I was like, can I use your microwave? And she was like, hey, girl, yeah. I was like, okay, thanks.
Jared's saying that they got oil fire in KC now. So
okay.
There you go. You guys are going to have to try it.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone says it's better than Fireball. I like it. It's really good.
Oh, so it's like a cinnamon.
It's a cinnamon one. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love cinnamon.
Robin.
Okay, Jared. You're my hookup.
Jared, you're going to have to go buy some bottles and ship it.
Yep. We might have to get a bottle for Chicks in the Sticks since we're camping at S'more this time.
There you go.
So we don't have to drive, so we can drink. And my tolerance is way lower, so I don't have to drink an entire bottle now to have any sort of impact.
I want video.
We've had fun at S'more. We've had a lot of fun at S'more at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I've woken up and the door to my tent's open and my shoes are like scattered outside and I'm in my undergarments and I'm like, oh, that's cool. It's fine, you know? I hope nobody walked by.
Oh, well, if they did.
Just hanging off the side of my cot like a crazy person.
But we're not alcoholics, so.
Hey, I'm not judging. I'm sitting here thinking, how have I missed all of this? I need to come hang out with you guys more.
Yeah, you need to come to Kansas City.
Yes. We'll make a trip. I'll make a trip of it and we'll come hang out and go to Kansas Rocks and see what kind of mess we can get into.
Say when.
Deal. I'll let you guys know. All right. Yeah. So let everybody know where they can follow you besides Team Wild Mavens, you guys individually, if they want to reach out, ask any questions, or just, follow the shenanigans that you two get into.
Yeah. Look up Katie Abraham on Facebook, Lisa Addington on Facebook, and then my Instagram is Abes_Katie, I think. And I kind of suck at remembering to post, which is so funny because I work in digital marketing, but I try to set my phone down when I go out and do things, but I got to work on that because sponsors and stuff. But that's how you can find us. And anytime anyone has questions or wants to go wheeling,
hit us up.
Yeah.
Hit us up. We're always game.
I love it. Well, thank you guys both so much for joining me tonight. I've had an absolute blast. You guys are hysterical. And I can't wait for the opportunity to come out and hang out with you guys soon.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Oh my gosh. Thank you for having us. We really appreciate it.
I love it. Lisa, that's fantastic. Katie, anytime. I have had so much fun and I cannot wait to do this again soon.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
I look forward to it. I cannot wait to see how you guys do at the Rebelle rally. If I don't talk to you before then, you guys are going to do amazing. I am so excited for you both.
Thank
Super
you. And
stoked.
we'll share out the
Thank you.
links to all of you guys so that you can
Yeah.
follow us along our route and the standings and everything too. So
Oh, I will be. I'll be your number 2 fan since the number 1
There you
fan's
go.
already been taken. So
We'll let
love
you
it.
come on in. The
all
water's
right.
fine.
Well, thank you. Love it. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. You guys have a wonderful evening, and we'll talk again soon.
You too.
Bye,
you,
everybody.
Ashley.
Bye.
Bye.